What's going on, y'all? Sean the Math Swap Tutoring here with another SAT type math problem for you. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to Math Swap Tutoring YouTube channel if you haven't already. And then also make sure you pause this video so you can read through this problem and have a shot at it. All right, so let's look at this. All right, so this says a gardener is buying bulk soil and compost from a topsoil supplier. The supplier, and I'm going to underline some stuff as we go here. The supplier will deliver no more than, that's a key word, 1,000 pounds, a key phrase rather, 1,000 pounds in any one shipment. Each container of soil contains 250 pounds. Each container of compost contains 150 pounds. The gardener wants to buy at least, this is another key phrase, 3 times as many containers of soil as containers of compost. Let S represent the number of containers of soil. Let me write some stuff here as well. Soil is going to be represented by S. And then let C represent the number of containers of compost. Okay. Where S and, why did I put D? That's supposed to be C. Sorry about that. And C are non-negative integers. So that means that S is greater than 0 and also that C is greater than 0. Okay. What system of inequalities represents this situation? Now, I'm going to underline this. The thing is, this particular SAT type of problem, it tells us what kind of problem we have here, a system of inequalities. Okay. Now, the two phrases that I underlined, no more than and at least, both of those are representing the fact that you're dealing with inequalities. And then also, um, the way the information is set up, it tells you, the poundage of soil, and it tells you how many containers of soil. So that in and of itself, two different kind of things having to do with the soil and the compost. It kind of tells you that you're dealing with a system of inequalities kind of situation where you're going to be able to set up two different equations with the two different things, the soil S and the compost C. Now, each container of soil contains 250 pounds. That's 250 pounds per container. Well, you know what I mean. Let me erase that because I don't want to. Okay, and then the compost is 150 pounds. So we're going to be able to set up two different equations. One having to do with the pounds of soil, okay, because we know how much each of those is, and then we know what total we have. And then the other one is going to be around the number of containers of soil, okay? So the number of containers of soil. So let's set up an equation. And the way that we know that is because let's see where our inequality language is. No more than and then at least. So no more than pounds. At least as many containers. Okay. So that's how I know that we're going to be setting up our equations based on the number of pounds of stuff and then also the number of containers. So let's make equations based on these two characteristics. Now you're also going to notice that the fact that these are non-negative integers is kind of important, but not really for solving this problem, so it doesn't really matter. And I say that because you might look at something like non-negative integers and be like, man, how am I supposed to apply that? And that's just factual information, but it's not anything that you're going to need to use. All right. So the supplier will deliver no more than 1,000 pounds in any one shipment. So if this garden is buying soil and compost, but they can't, but the supplier is not going to deliver any more than 1,000 pounds. Let's think about that. So um, the number of pounds of soil that they buy, which is going to be 250 pounds times the number of containers, because it's 250 pounds per container times S containers of soil, plus um 150 pounds per container of compost times C number of containers of compost has to be no more than 1,000 pounds. So that means it's going to be less than or equal to 1,000 pounds. All right, so that's our first equation. Now, what about our second equation, the number of containers of soil? The gardener wants to buy at least 3 times as many containers of soil as containers of compost. So that means, okay, let's think about this. 3 times, so we want 3 times more containers of soil than we have containers of compost. So that means that we want, okay, the number of containers of soil basically to be greater than or equal to, because this is at least, so it can be greater than or equal to 3 times um, the number of containers we have of compost. Now, so that's equation number two. Now, why wouldn't the S and the C be switched? Think about it. If we want 3 times as many containers of soil, that means when we have the number of containers of soil, then we want that to be whatever the number of containers of compost is, we want it to be at least 3 times more than that. So 3 times more containers of soil than compost. So if we have a number of containers of compost, multiply that by at least three, and then we're going to have the number of containers of soil. You see? So that means we have more containers of soil. So these are our two equations. Now this will be available as like both of these would be in one of your answer choices as a solution to this problem, but then you have other answer choices that have other different systems of equations that might be similar but different, and you have to be able to distinguish. Let me know if you got an answer right. Make sure that you share this with a friend and stay tuned for future SAT type problems and have a good one. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you need math tutoring or you need SAT math help, look in the description to find out how you can sign up today. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay in touch with Math Swap Tutoring on YouTube. Have a good one.